Welcome back, Warriors. We got a fun project today. Got some helpers back here. Got the old man and the brother helping me out. And today we are going to the subframe connectors. The original company is Stifflers. What I like about these is they actually leave the tape from the powder coating, so you can just peel this off, and then that's all your welding marks. So we're going to be working on that. And then these are the braces between the subframes and the pinch weld. So we're going to be doing that. And I also have a ton of parts right there. And then the top secret motor that's going in is behind that. So I bought a K-member from Team Z for a 7.3 Godzilla motor, but I'm not putting that in. We actually have to modify that one for my build. So more to follow. Enjoy the show.
Mostly so I can get up to 2% cash back on the rest of the gift. Just that I wanted you to have it. You can get $250 cash back and you spend $2,500 in the first 90 days.
Get joy, get joy. Maybe Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Maybe Federal.
All right, guys, update. This is day 2 of putting the subframe connectors in. We ran into some issues yesterday. The rear seat bolts didn't want to come out because this is an old car. So we struggled a little bit with that, but we did eventually get those bolts out. We retapped them, thread chased them, make sure that the new bolts go in nice and smooth, and they do. We did eventually get the subframe connectors up and underneath it, and now I'm working on basically welding both the subframe connectors in today. Other things that slowed us down was some rust jacking, just kind of in the back end. So I had to, clean all that out, reset that frame so we had nice tight fitment for the subframe connector, because it's pretty hard to weld air. So that was all of that, and I am currently working on welding the subframe connectors in. You can see all of the nice rust that came out of the rust jacking in the back. And then I'm currently working on welding these bad boys in. So it's been a little bit since I've done some welding, so I've had to kind of grind some of the welds out and redo them, and I got to clean some up yet, but pretty much have the outside almost done. And then I'll start working on the inside and then the passenger side. Once we have that complete, basically we'll start working on that stiffening kit and getting that up in there. I did reach out to the people I ordered because we still are missing, it's this rear foot, but for the other side over here. So that angled piece, they must have dropped it when they were packaging or something, but as soon as we get that in, but I'm going to get all the other pieces in that I can, and then we'll leave that one for last, hopefully by that time. But other than that, I'm going to keep grinding. All right, guys, we're back here in the garage. My voice is a little froggy because daughter was sick and then got me sick, but we're still out here grinding away at the project. I just finished the Stiffler side on the driver's side, so I got to move over to the passenger side. And while I'm working on that, we got good old Vinyl over here, and he's going to be working on chopping the front end off so we can do the Team Z tubular front end. So stay tuned. All right, guys, it is done. The subframe connectors and the stiffening kit are installed on the car. So basically I have it sticks down about a 1/2 inch right here. Other than that, I'll give you guys some tips and tricks on things to kind of look out for on installing it. overall, it looks really good. One thing to look out for is like right here, I would make sure that you measure back from this pinch weld here, like where the body starts to bend up, and measure that from here back to here where basically the subframe connector starts. Measure that on your left and your right side to make sure that it's square. And the same thing with the outside jacking rail. I measured from basically the same point on the left and right side of from like where the fender and the pinch weld ended, and I measured back to make sure that these were in the same space. Other than that, I had to cut out a couple of lines. As you can see, and like my build is pretty custom, so you can see there's some paint marker marks. I'm gonna have to move these back about, 8 to 12 inches. I'm gonna go through again, clean up a lot of these welds. Other than that, the kit was like super, super good. One thing I would say to pay attention to is that they say that the front of your subframe connector is supposed to be centered, and then in the back, it is supposed to be basically flush with the inside. So at first I was a little concerned about it, but I read the instructions, and then I was kind of looking at how the suspension moves and everything. I thought it actually turned out okay, because it does overhang maybe an eighth of an inch right there, but it's not going to interfere with your 4-link suspension at all. Like, this will still have plenty of room to move up and down. So I do have a ton of other stuff going on right now with this project. But yeah, just make sure that when you mock it up, take the time. Like I said, I had a bunch of rust jacking back in this corner, and I had to clean all that up so that this would basically fit tight and close. So yeah, overall, I'll include the link to the specific kit that I had. I ordered it through Lethal Performance, but Stifflers is the quote-unquote OEM manufacturer for this. I'm really, really happy with their product. I really liked how they kind of taped everything off for you. So now, like, you know where you have to weld, all of that stuff. I would highly recommend, you can do it on jack stands like I did, but having a helper really, really helps, because they can hold it in place, and then you can mark, and then even like when you're tack welding everything in place, it makes a huge difference versus you trying to do it on your own. So those are all things to keep in mind. Other than that, it's really not that hard. If you have a welder, even 110, you can do this in your garage. But yeah, like already when I put that kit in, they have the seat mounting points already pushed in or welded in. So maybe if you have a really, really damaged car, I'd maybe go with a different kit, but my car wasn't in an accident or anything major like that. But I did notice that, like, where these are common to split the flooring just from like wear and tear, maybe heavier passengers, heavier drivers. Like, I have a small tear on the passenger side that I have to grind out and like weld that back in, but like it really, really stiffened this car up. So super good kit. I'll provide the link where I bought it from, and then I'm gonna do a roll up of total cost for this project as well. So stay tuned for the next episode. As you can see, there's a lot of progress that's been done on this, but I'm kind of releasing it as I go, as I have time. Already I have the SLA kit in the front done. I have the Team Z K-member in, and I cut out the mounts on that, and I'm actually working on engine mock-up right now. So those will be coming in the next video. The next video I'm going to release is going to be the Team Z front end. And one of the things I have to do with that yet is basically I have this cardboard here so you don't see anything that's going to reveal the motor that I'm putting in. But what I have to do is cut these out yet. Because doing the SLA kit, I can actually cut these strut towers out. And I'm going to add additional supports and things like that. But it's going to give me a lot of additional room because I need it for the build that I'm doing. So stay tuned for episode 3. I'll show you exactly how to do the Team Z tubular front end, things to look out for, all of that. See you next time.